Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. I am sorry that we missed last week. However, I did have COVID, and so I'm not able to talk very well last week. There's just no talking, none.
Thank
It's
God.
this. I still have a bit of the cough. I will try to edit out much of the cough as much as I can, but I do still have a bit of the cough. But I am COVID free. Yay. And I can talk mostly without coughing. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's, on Spotify, there is no way to leave a message for people that says something like this, like, oh, we're going to miss an episode. There is on YouTube. There's a community section where you can leave comments and notes and messages and stuff, which I did over there. But there is no way to do that at Spotify.
Yeah.
That spot where it says, you're allowed to interact. People leave a comment, whether they like your video or your audio, your podcast, whatever. Leave a comment. Right. Anyway, so over the course of the week, the first couple of days, I was so sick. I mean, I wasn't watching TV or anything. But as I got better and I was bored because I'm not used to being home doing nothing, I'm used to working, I started watching a lot of very different programming. You could say it was kind of an eclectic list of things. If Bruce happened to look at my YouTube history, he'd probably go, "What the hell are you watching?" Which you might have. Even if you watch a clip for like 5 seconds or 30 seconds, it shows up in your history as though you'd watched it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it. It's just from, that list where, I haven't clicked on it. It's just you listen or look at it for a couple of seconds to decide if you want to watch it. Yeah, let's totally excuse everything because I don't care about, earwax in the ear and stuff. But, I'm a nurse. Sometimes it's interesting for a second or two, and then no, I don't want to watch it. I don't know. Very strange. But I did watch a lot of really interesting things. But what we're going to talk about today is something that we noticed. This is a completely new channel. They have, I guess I took a look back and I actually watched the trailer. They started out in January of this year, and they have about a dozen videos maybe in total.
Right. Yeah.
So this group is called Supernatural Expeditions, and they have about 1,300 subscribers, so they are still fairly new. And again, a dozen videos. Now, we watched number 11 of the videos so far.
Right.
First thing, no great intro. But you know what? No, let me finish. But it worked because they showed in the beginning, it was like highlights of, I think it was this investigation. Yeah. Highlights, little bits, clips here and there. And at first I thought, are they just diving right into the investigation or like what? And then after about a minute or so, you see one of the guys, it turns out his name is Shane, come on with his selfie stick, and he's actually talking about what they're going to do.
Right.
That only time that selfie stick is used in the whole investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Which was refreshing as hell, let me say.
Yes.
What did you think?
I thought of the same thing. I really liked their take on, and the investigation. I like how they started out with the Estes method, and I really enjoyed it.
I feel the actual videotaping of it and the production of it, it's not as polished as what we're used to.
Yeah.
That's okay. It was totally okay. Yeah, it went straight into the Estes method section, and The only thing about that part that I found quite jarring was they would, you know, they've got, it was Shane. He seems to be the one in front of the camera the most. In fact,
Right.
I don't even, his partner's name is Bob, and I don't think we even got a look at his face. It
No.
was always Shane. Anyway, he's sitting on a chair in sort of in front of this mirror area where they say that this mirror is supposedly guarded by an old woman. I don't know. They never, that didn't seem to show. But anyway, um, so he's sitting there doing this stuff, and you can hear Bob asking questions and stuff, and that was good. But they kept flashing to the still camera that showed, like from a distance, showed him sitting there by the mirror, like across from the mirror, and
Right.
so there's no sound from that camera, and you could sort of. I just felt it was very jarring going back and forth between those two.
Yeah. Well,
That probably was my only niggle for the filming at all.
yeah.
For that particular scene, that jarring movement going back and forth, I don't quite get what they were trying to do. Maybe trying to show us the mirror and if anything would have happened with it. I don't know. I
I
just
don't
found
know.
that really jarring, and they could have just left that section out completely, I think, and
Well,
just focused on the Estes method, and that would have been just fine. But that's my opinion.
mhm.
Then let's see what else. The spirit box they were using at the same time that he was doing his Estes stuff, they also had the spirit box
Yeah.
going that we could hear it.
Yeah.
And did you hear a couple of those things that came out of it? Get
Yeah.
out
Get out.
me,
Yeah.
help me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, there was a couple others where it was me, I'm here, me, and in these little kid voices, it sounded like.
Yeah.
And that was pretty interesting. Now, he said he didn't hear those because he never commented on them because he has his headphones on and stuff. He's hearing something else. But
Yeah.
yeah, get
He's
out.
hearing. Yeah. Yeah.
Get out. And they never really went into that. They
Yeah.
didn't go back and say who told us to get out or anything like that. And to me, I would have wanted to know who is telling me to get out, and should
Yeah.
I? You know?
Why am I gonna get out? Yeah.
Yeah, why? What's going on? Why should I get out?
Yeah.
And then they went, at first I thought they said it was a spirit box session in the mirror room. So that's the same place, just across from the mirror. And I'm thinking, this does not look like a spirit box. It doesn't sound like a what the hell is this? Turns out later on, it wasn't a spirit box. That I must have just automatically, you know how you just sometimes expect to hear what you think you're supposed to hear.
Right.
Anyway, it's an epoch box, EPOCH, epoch box. And it's just basically a box that has lights for yes and no,
Yeah.
like using a REM pod or
Right.
your EMF detector, something like that. I've never seen one of these before, so it was kind of cool. And they
Yeah.
did this whole um, session in front of the mirror, trying to get a response.
Right.
And so at one point, I guess towards the end, Shane asks if he's talking to Bob, and he says, you know, what is that word? Is it shining? Can I do a shining? And no, Bob knows. No, it's scrying. So, you know, they're
Mhm.
still new. You can tell they're new and they don't got the terminologies right and everything. So he asks the mirror if he can do a scrying session, and it comes up with no. It's the only time we'd seen a no up until that point.
Right.
Kind of cool. And
Yeah.
then he
It is.
says, yeah, is something bad going to happen to me if I do it anyway? And it says yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Don't, you know, kudos for asking first and
Yep.
complying with what they said.
Yeah.
I found that's interesting. These guys don't really have a lot of the high tech equipment that you see, but you know, you don't need it.
Well.
They have enough,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Well,
They
I think.
have. Hmm?
I think so. You don't
Yeah,
need a
I mean, they have
whole.
some cameras. Yeah, they have a couple of cameras, you know, that they have on tripods. I
Yeah.
think at least two. I think at least two. And then Bob obviously has one that he moves around with. Maybe that's one of the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you don't need to have all this high tech equipment that proves nothing most of the time. They had a cat
Yeah.
ball. We found some cat ball. Everybody has a cat ball, apparently. They have a spirit talker. They have, they had that Epic box. They had the SB7. I don't know what else they had.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, but they
Nothing.
didn't need a lot. I mean, what they did, I thought was pretty good. You don't need a lot of equipment.
No.
But I was really, really, really pleased with the no selfie sticks throughout. To me, that just, I don't know. It just it puts it at a different kind of energy, a different atmosphere of the selfie stick and look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
So I liked it. This is the first one we've seen of them, so I don't know if Bob gets out in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But it's Shane is the one who did the, welcome to, and here's, thanks for joining us, that part with his selfie stick. And that's okay. To me, that worked. Then they went upstairs into the doll room. Now, the only reason I could see that they called it the doll room because there was a doll in it, not a whole bunch of dolls, but a
Yeah.
doll.
Yeah.
And she's sitting in this little rocking chair. I mean, they're trying to figure out her name. They said she was brought there. Now, I don't know if she was brought there by the owners of the house. Like, there was no real history of why
Yeah.
she's there. I got the feeling she looked like she was a newer creation. Like, she looked pretty. You know how you can make like a replica of a previous thing? That's
Yeah.
kind of what I felt like. She wasn't like from the 18 or 1700s. She's probably more modern, but I don't know. They didn't go into, I don't think they knew either.
No.
So they started out speaking to her with the spirit talker. And the first thing is it comes up with the name Mabel, which is weird. Spirit talker doesn't usually come out with a lot of names, but Bob says he's going to call her, for the sake of this conversation, I'll call you Mabel. And a few minutes later, another name comes up, Doris. And he says, oh, okay, if you'd rather be called Doris, I'll call you Doris. He is a very respectful investigator.
Yeah.
I really liked that. And I almost want to say interviewer because in some ways that's what he was doing, is interviewing these spirits. But he was very respectful, and I liked that. There wasn't a whole lot of, argumentativeness and trying to get at the bad demon. And this was just a basic investigation,
Yeah, there are
and it was
no
good.
demons.
Yeah, no demons. In fact, at one point they did ask, has there been any satanic worship in this house? And the Epic box clearly said no. So that was good. But with this doll, this was the part that I thought was funny. And I did laugh. I laughed out loud. And in fact, I laughed myself into a coughing fit. Can you turn your head and look at Shane? And then he goes, if you turn your head and look at Shane, I'm running down those steps.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Then, like I say, this spirit talker is the same as the Ovilus and stuff. It's got a database of stuff, and it's going to just spit out words randomly.
Yeah.
And this phrase comes up, ask me anything. Now, this has come up with other times before.
Right.
And it's just, ask me anything. So they say, okay, well, they asked her a question in silence. So obviously that was not relevant. It was just spit out because, if it was truly something that she was trying to say, she would have answered. Now, at this point, I can hear Pickles in the background there.
Yeah.
At this point, Shane thinks the room temperature has dropped, but Bob is quick to point out that the temperature gauge has not gone off. So that's the inference that is Shane just feeling chilly, or did the temperature really drop?
Yeah.
So that was good. I like that. That's not really a debunk, but it's not really accepting that, yes, the temperature has dropped. So that was good. And then the doll, did you wink at me? And every time he said that, the camera blurred. I don't know if you noticed that.
I noticed that.
It, yeah. So I'm trying to see, is she winking? And you couldn't really tell. And that was one thing that Shane said. He said, I don't think she's winking. I think the chair is rocking a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that could be, but they weren't able to show that on camera. So
Right.
I don't know. It's interesting. It was very interesting. But then after he asks her, did you wink? What comes up on the Spirit Talker? I'm enjoying this. Oh, okay. So you're
I
either
got an
enjoying the fact that
audience.
you're freaking us out. And then after this, they went to the other room, the 13 walls room or something like that. Had a bit of I wouldn't call it an EVP session, a spirit box session or something there too. That one was also good. It wasn't memorable. I didn't even write anything down there, but
Right.
all in all, this investigation
Was pretty good, I thought.
it was an investigation.
Yeah.
They weren't running through the house trying to drum up drama. They're just doing the thing.
Yeah.
And I liked these guys. I did. I don't think they were faking anything because they weren't trying to force anything.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think I think they're still fairly new to this, and I think they need to learn to gauge those spirit talkers as, is this real? Is it not? By the same token, by not acknowledging some of that, maybe that was a good thing. They're maybe not taking it all in as
Gospel.
gospel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I really like these guys, and I think I'd like to give a shout out to people if they do want to see just some good investigations without all the hype. Check these guys out, and I'll put the link to them in the information.
Yeah.
I like them. I like them a
They
lot.
were enjoyable,
And
Like
Bob's got a great. I like it when it kind of comes up there. If you turn your head, I'm running down those stairs. I thought that was cute. That was really cute.
Well, it's
So
real.
yeah. I'd probably run down the stairs too.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think I would, but I think I'd be scared stiff. Because, if I were to try to run down the stairs when I was scared, I'd be falling over, ass over tea kettle. So, I don't know.
No one wants to see that either.
No, you don't want to see that. I had a big ass, boy. Just not a pretty sight. I got enough broken issues that I don't need any more.
Yeah.
Anyway. But anyway, yeah, that was our thing for the week. We really enjoyed that one. We're gonna take a look at probably some more of their stuff as they move along.
Yeah, maybe
because I found it very interesting.
Give them a couple of months and revisit them and see if.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is, like I said, the 11th of 12 videos so far. So I might want to go back and watch their first one and just kind of see how well that one was, and then kind of compare and then see something again. Yeah, like you say, in a few months and see, how much they've grown. I think they're doing well. I'm really pleased I found them and that we watched them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's it for today, folks. That's our opinion on this latest one. Please send us any messages you have for any others you'd like to have us review. There's that community notes section on YouTube. That's a great place to leave us messages because we'll find them there. But by all means, Twitter or X me. I don't even know what to call that anymore. Messages on Twitter or X, and that would be just great too. Have a great afternoon, morning, day, evening, wherever you are in this great big wide world.
Happy hunting.
Happy hunting. Bye now.